Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Lost Ocean TV. We are Reddit MC, and I'm Ray.
I'm Josh.
We are here to review The Conjuring 3. The devil made me do it.
So basically, this is just like, all the other ones are like spin-offs, so they're in the universe, but Conjuring 1, 2, and 3 are like straight normal canon. This one picks off where like they're doing an exorcism exorcism 81 of a kid named David. Like at first nothing's really going on, but then this dude shows up. They do the Exorcist walk up, which
just straight up. Yeah.
It's basically just a copy of the Exorcist. Something happens like when he goes to his bathroom and he starts hearing sounds. So like somebody's like beating on the door, and he hides in the bathroom in the shower. Sounds stop. You do see this little creepy like hand thing come off the top of the
like the shower ring rod thing. And this is a little kid, by the way.
Yeah, David's like maybe 8. When everything gets quiet, it's like you hear like a pause. I guess a pause for a minute, and then like blood starts pouring out of the shower head, drenching him in blood. Which I don't know, that didn't get me like I thought it would.
No, jump scares. You don't get too many jump scares like wow, but you get this build up. Hey, something's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen. Mm-hmm. And when that happened, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, oh shit. I was just, oh, okay.
It did get me, like, I didn't jump or nothing, but it did get me when the little boy was like cowering behind like the counter, trying to be like as innocent as possible. Like, hey David, how you doing, bud? You all right? Yeah. Dark as shit, and he just out of nowhere sprints and just stabs his dad in the leg.
Goes chucking on his ass.
The CGI for his exorcism wasn't bad. Like when he contorted his body, and I know that there's no way that fucking child was able to do that shit.
Fucked up.
It was
also like when they were dragging him down the stairs, how them claws would follow him. Mm-hmm. That was dope.
Ed and Lorraine we gotta do this now. The demon's in him right now. We need to go get this out the way.
Because the priest wanted to take David to the church. He was like, "Nah, we gotta do this right now."
David starts going crazy, trying to hold him down, and he everything gets quiet again for a second. And then, shit just starts flying out of the kitchen. I'm surprised that all that stuff that flew out, only one thing hit somebody. It was a single plate that hit the priest in the head and knocked him to the ground.
Take the sauce, bitch.
I thought I should have done more damage, just in general, but that's literally the only person that got hurt. And then they stopped worrying about the exorcism to, go get first aid for the priest.
Where's your first aid kit?
And I get that, but... bro.
In that scenario, that ain't gonna do a bit of good, bro.
No.
What you got in there? Band-Aids?
And the dang demon's tossing everything. So, you gonna go in there where he's tossing it?
So we got this gentleman named Arnie. So he's dating David's sister. They're all holding David down, doing this exorcism. And the exorcism scene is pretty dope. Fucking David's face starts boiling and shit. Shit's just not working. And Arnie's talking to David now, and Ed is no, don't fucking talk to him. You're gonna do more damage than good. The fucking demon and David jumps on fucking Ed and tries to stop his heart. Arnie, in a moment of bravery, he's like, nah, take me, and he takes Arnie.
At least David alone.
Yeah, which actually saved Ed in that moment. Yeah, from having a heart attack.
Arnie's at work and he's doing some chainsaw shit. He woke up in bed with his girl. They were doing a cookout or whatever. He started freaking out. He saw a box of generic cereal drop. He started seeing other stuff. He saw a rat. And then he turned and this woman was in his face and screamed at him. And then he went to his job and he tried to doing chainsawing trees. He was strapped to the fucking tree and it wouldn't start. And then he's you see something behind him in the window of the house next to it. He looks. He doesn't see anything. And then the chainsaw starts up and he jumps and just drops it.
I do gotta mention, I think we talked about it. Being just fucking hoisted up on that fucking tree's gotta be terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Just with a fucking strap.
I don't think it's safe.
Probably not.
No.
I won't put my faith in it.
Basically, the whole time, Ed's just in the hospital. They're just waiting till he wakes up. And when he does wake up, he tells Lorraine that the demon is going after Arnie. Mm-hmm. Arnie and his girlfriend, I can't remember her name right now, live in this boarding house that they keep dogs or whatever with this dude. I think his name is Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
He's basically letting them live there rent free, just to help out and do stuff at the house. He asked Arnie to fix his radio, and then Arnie comes back after the chainsaw thing. He's you can tell he's starting to get more and more like crazy from the possession. And Bruno's like trying to get him to fix it. He fixed it, and they're like there's songs playing. Bruno was probably intoxicated. I don't know if he was completely intoxicated, but he had to have been drinking a little bit because he was like,
he was feeling good.
Come drink with me. Come drink with me. If you don't, then your girlfriend's gonna think I'm a drunk.
Meanwhile, Orange is like fucking sitting there stumbling everywhere.
Mm-hmm. When
he hasn't had the first drink, like, you should know something's wrong with this motherfucker.
Yeah, he fixed the radio, which was insane.
Yeah, he got the job done.
Yeah. We don't see him fix the radio. He just fixed the radio, and it was just there. And he sits down on the couch, and he's seeing shit, and the song's like fucking with him. And then like he gets up and stumbles towards it, and he sees Bruno dancing with his girlfriend. Like, it looks harmless in real life for that, but like when it's in his vision, it looked like kind of like they were flirting with each other.
Into each other, yeah.
Yeah. So again, he stumbles into the kitchen, throws water in his face, starts drinking water wherever he can. And then he looks back, and it looks like Bruno is like this like demon, or like trying to attack his girl. So like he grabs her, and they start running, and then like the lights go out, but not really. She's like, "What's going on, Arnie? What's up?" And like Bruno just stumbles into the kitchen, and like Arnie's like knife falls out, and he just grabs it, and he fucking shanks Bruno 22 times.
Yeah, the cinematics of that scene is my favorite in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the fucking lights go out because he's hallucinating. Now all you see is like these fucking two eyes and just fucking crawling, and he comes to, and his girlfriend's like, what the fuck did you do? And then we cut to Arnie walking down the street, still possessed. They're possessed in this movie, their eyes like cloud over.
Yeah.
They're like this white, grayish
cloud. I mean, really, their face kind of clouds.
Yeah.
Because like you can see like veins or whatever like here, right near the eyes and shit. And
this is what you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
So Arnie walking down the street, he turns back. When he comes through, he's like, I think I might have hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Then he goes to prison.
They said that this was the first murder in that town's history in over 193 years. And Lorraine are trying to help him or whatever. His lawyer's not buying it, that it's a demonic possession. They, off camera, take her to see Annabelle. Then she believes them, comes back and tells the judge, hey, yeah, it's a demonic possession.
Could you imagine, though?
Mm-hmm. And then the prosecutor's like, well, we're going to get the death penalty because this motherfucker's stupid if he thinks we're going to... They found out there was a demonic totem.
Like a totem. Yeah, it's called totem.
Up under the house, up under the bed that got to David. It left David to Arnie, and that's when they realized it was a curse and whatever. Like, they have to break it.
It's not really a possession, per se. It's a curse. Yeah. Which that's the plot point of this movie, too. They do some tests on Arnie in the prison, reading the Bible and stuff, saying, in theory, he couldn't be able to do that if he was still possessed. So they're trying to find out what the fuck's going on.
In Lorraine, like, they go to this cop who says he has, like, the similar situation that happened. He, again, does not believe in them. He even does this test with Lorraine because, like, she's a psychic. Like, which one of these nuts was a part of the actual murder? And, like, Ed's just like, you're not going to... At that point, if I'm Ed, I would have just like, all right, cool, just do it. Because, like she's going to come through with it. Like, I don't know why you act like she ain't going to do this shit. Pick the right knife.
I get why he got offended, though. Like, my old lady's not a fucking circus show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I feel that.
There's two parts in the movie where both of them did something that kind of contradicted what they were doing. And it kind of, like, threw me off, which I'll get to when we talk about it. Went with him to find that body, and this is one of my favorite scenes, was when it went from daytime to nighttime.
Oh, that transition, bro.
The transition was beautiful. And she's, like, basically walking through the life of the girl. I think her name was Jessica.
Jessica and
Katie. From what I could see, I think they were girlfriends, like, going out with each other. Like, 'cause she was, like, giving her a present or whatever.
Yeah, that was him at some kind of intimate thing.
I mean, it just cuts to, like, Lorraine just, like, stabbing, like in real life, with nothing in her hand, but, like, going through the motions. And then she ran as Jessica, and she found out that Jessica ran off the cliff because they couldn't find the girl's body. That's how they found out where she was. One of the scenes where they threw me off was, like, they went to go talk to that priest, the retired guy. Father Crastus?
Father K.
Yeah, Father K. They had that little funny thing about him having, like, chicken shit on his hand. They tried to shake his hand. That was kind of funny. When they were going downstairs, like, she was freaking out, right?
Yeah, Lorraine?
Yeah.
So, no, I don't want to go down there.
But this is what you came here for one. So she goes down there, and then, like, Ed's touching stuff. She's like, Ed, don't know. Like, she's, like, all freaking. And then, like, he says something. She's like, we might know more about this than even you know. Like, she changed her tone. Like, she went from terrified to, like,
fucking
confident and cocky, like, in nothing. Ed did something similar. Lorraine is doing a vision. And he's like, come on out. You just go on out. And then she said something like, okay, well, what do you see? And, like, he just stopped. Yeah. Like, no, if you wanted her out, just get her out, bro. The father basically tells him, like, he's been following, like, all this, like, demonic possession shit.
And he's been studying, like, was it 9 years, he said?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 10 years, 9 years, right?
I think it was 9 years.
And he's been following this this cult. And he said that you basically try to warn Ed and Lorraine, like, get the fuck away from this. You don't want nothing to do with this. Which they really don't have a choice in the matter, because I think we mentioned this, but it was part of the deal that Ed and Lorraine will try to get Arnie off of death row.
We didn't get to that. We didn't say that, but that's what it is.
That's what happens. So they have to do this. So they go to this morgue and try to look for... I don't think they had completely identified...
The cops had not identified her for real, but I think they had put a tag on it like it was Jane Doe or whatever, so they knew who it was.
But of course, Lorraine knew. She touches the corpse's hand. She's like, no, I'm not really feeling no connection. And all of a sudden, she does. The connection's there. She starts seeing this altar, so she hears this muffled train, the raindrops, and she sees...
The drop tops.
Drop tops and the candles and the money bags, the Maybach music. But she makes a connection. The fucking lights go out. Ed's just like, oh, well.
Which, that was also weird. Like, I don't know if this is an actual thing that morgues did or still do. It was on a timer.
I was about to say the same shit.
It's on, like, there was literally...
I wouldn't like that, you know what I'm saying?
Like, if I'm working in a morgue, I don't want that. It literally was a turn timer on the wall, and it just went off. So, it just goes over and just turns back on. Like it's not...
When that happens, you see this big old boy standing on the other side of the room. First, it's like a silhouette, right?
Yeah.
And then he turns around. Like I said, this is a big old boy. Tall. It's a dead fucking corpse.
And Ed's trying to tell Lorraine, hey, come on.
You need to come out of here. Help me out. Lorraine then states that the connection works both ways.
Because her and the woman, because they found out it was a woman that was doing this stuff to David and Arnie and to that girl, Jessica, they were basically having a conversation together.
Mm-hmm. This corpse turns around, is about to attack Ed, and Ed's like, Lorraine, you gotta get the hell back here. You know, I need help. Because he's still walking on the cane, keep in mind, he ain't 100%. Some big motherfucker starts charging at Lorraine instead of Ed, which I didn't see coming. I didn't see that small detail. Then Ed's like, nah, fuck that. Grabs Lorraine, breaks the connection, he just falls to the fucking ground. The corpse.
That moment she was with Arnie, he was in a cell. They tried to tell his girlfriend to call the priest and tell him to put him on suicide watch. The priest had given him a bottle of holy water to, like, sort of protect himself, and she had made him break it in his hand and cut his wrist a little bit. But they stopped him before he went crazier. And basically the whole thing of it was she has to, like, get a soul to give to that demon so the demon can go back to hell with it. She couldn't get David, so she went to Arnie. She didn't really get Jessica's because Jessica, like, ran off the cliff or whatever, I guess. Even though she, like, the whole thing is her trying to get Arnie to kill himself, but Jessica literally killed herself. So I don't understand how that worked.
I don't know. There's a lot of questions I'll ask at the end of this video.
Yeah. But, like, they go back to the house and they're trying to work out stuff, and then Ed has this moment where, like, he basically falls out. Then he comes to and there's no one in the house besides that woman. He's yelling at her about, like, hurting Lorraine because she's, like, he found, like, her bracelet or whatever she keeps with her. He starts freaking out, and Zombie shows up, the big motherfucker, and he starts chasing him, and he starts yelling curses at it, like he's like knocking it down with, like, you know, the word of the Lord,
the Holy Spirit,
and right when he's about to, like, do, like, a final blow, which I don't know what he thought he was gonna do with it, it turned into a knife. And he was about to stab Lorraine. Yeah. So they woke him up from that, and they found out that he had been sent one of those demonic totems in a flower vase, which we don't really ever see. It was just in the flower vase, and he dropped it and it broke or whatever. They started trying to piece it together. They decided him and his, like, this dude that's working with, I don't remember his name. They were working on, like, trying to make a connection between those two, and they found out that it was, like, in this little square area. This little triangle area. Like, they have to be here. And then, the train works in, so it has to be right here. And
near the river.
And it turns out it was right where that father, the father they went to talk to, which is where Lorraine was going to. Yep. And the girlfriend went to go be with Arnie to keep him sane or whatever. So basically, the father tells Lorraine. He's the father of that woman, which Ray didn't catch that at first until like right when he said it. I kind of got it whenever they made that connection. Like, okay, that's has to be it. And so he opens the door and lets her go down there to it. And then he set a gun on his table.
Mm-hmm.
He set a gun on his table. His daughter walked in. He said he failed as a father.
Failed as a priest.
And then she just jump cut behind him and slit his throat. He was done. He was out of this movie. Lorraine's dumb thinking thought, hey, I'm going to push this altar over that's made of fucking rocks.
Yeah, this altar's like fucking this thick, made out of fucking like cement.
Mm-hmm. And she's like trying to push it over. Not working.
I respect your attempt, but it ain't gonna happen.
They did have a cool scene though where she was running from a girl and like she fell and there was like an image of her in front of her.
Yeah, doing the exact like a mirror thing. That was fucking
that was pretty
dope.
Nice. Ed shows up because he figured it out and he gets possessed by her and makes him to go after Lorraine to kill her. Yeah.
It was like powder, like fucking quickly, just like a quick. And he's got this fucking, picks this big ass fucking sledgehammer up. And you kind of called it.
I said, yeah, because I said, like, I would just get a sledgehammer to break this bitch.
Ed's got this motherfucking sledgehammer just fucking swinging it everywhere, trying to get to Lorraine, trying to kill her.
At the same time, all girls trying to possess Arnie to kill himself.
So you got these two climaxes going at the same moment, which is pretty dope. Lorraine psychically is trying to get Ed to come back to his fucking grips. So that she won't be fucking lunch meat. We get this kind of backstory that they mentioned earlier in the film, how they met at fucking movies and
he was an usher.
And they kissed at a fucking gazebo. And she's like, come back to me, open your eyes, come back to me.
Basically, she defeated the demonic possession with the power of love.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of.
Which, yeah, because the quote was, she thinks our love is our weakness, which really is our strength.
I didn't like that. But.
And then Ed comes to, and he does one last thing, I guess to make you think that he's swinging out Lorraine. But the lights come on, and he breaks the fucking altar, which breaks the curse.
Yeah. And it basically has a demon come after that woman, which, again, I don't remember her name. I remember she was a tall, old, Victoria-looking woman. like Victorian. Like, she looked like she was from the 1800s, for the way she was dressed and everything.
Her death was,
it was quick. The demon fucking, like, basically turned her head around and killed her. And then Arnie dropped the fucking blade that he had, like, in his hand, or like the shard of glass, like he was about to cut himself with. He dropped to the ground, dropped it.
Yeah, he was fucking levitating in the air. Like, all these fucking guards are, like, behind his glass on the phone and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I don't understand what they would have done in that situation.
After the climax of the movie, we found out that they was not successful in getting Arnie off, but they did get rid of the death penalty.
Yeah.
He served, 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Arn and his girlfriend got married, and they lived happily ever after.
Ed and Lorraine got a good sequel.
Yep.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't dislike it. Like, there was good parts, and there was parts I was like,
Yeah.
Like, the good parts were really good. But
And
the bad parts
was
like,
Yeah.
But
what saved the film for me is, like, they incorporated, like, the real life story of Arn and, like, the crime that happened and shit.
Yeah.
I did like that, but I'm baffled, man. Like, if you take all the movies in the universe, I'm kind of feeling like the fucking universe is getting stale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just my opinion right now.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's just...
There.
Okay.
Like I said, the good parts that we did like were really good. But everything else was just there. And like, or had me questioning things, or didn't affect me in any actual way.
And then they never really explained, like, why all this stuff was happening. Mm. Like, why she was after Arnie. I mean, I know she, like, was looking for a soul for the demon, but why? They never really explained. Mm. Which the father did say the why is irrelevant, so I guess you could play it off of that.
I guess. I
feel like you just handing a story point and just not explaining anything.
Yeah.
So we had to rate this.
5.
5.
I don't need to watch it again, but I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset if I had to watch it again.
Maybe we'll miss something, but I doubt it.
If we did, let us know.
Like I said, the beginning was really fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning, the middle, it was alright. The ending, like when they put the two climax storylines together, that was dope. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was
yeah.
I give it a 5 out of 10 too.
Let us know what y'all thought about it. If you thought it was better or whatever, if there's a reason for it, let us know in the comments. And until next time, y'all, Deuces.
Adios.
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run in our house, we'll knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity, try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not, tired of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my blind.